Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on how to show repeated subtraction when you're teaching a student how to divide for the first time. So when you're dividing, you start out with a larger number. So here's my number, and my number is going to be represented by an object. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Twizzlers. So I start out with 10 Twizzlers, and I'm going to continue to subtract until I get 2 equal groups. So I'm going to be subtracting by 2 until I see how many groups I can make. So I have 10, and I'm going to take 2 away and put them into a group. So I have, here's 2. I'm going to circle that so I can visually see my groups. So I subtracted 2 from that, and I'm going to make another group. Here's another group. So I subtracted another 2 from 10. Here's another group. I subtracted another 2. Here's another group. I subtracted another 2. And here's my last group. And I subtracted another 2. When I subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's from the number 10, that will give me 0. So now when I'm looking at this, I can say that 10 divided by 2 will equal the number of times I had to subtract the number 2. So I had to subtract 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So the students will see that they had to take 2 away, and they put them into groups, equal groups, until they had 0 left. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Okay, so here's another example of how to show repeated subtraction when you're talking to your students at home describing a division problem. So I'm starting out with 8 cough drops, so I'm going to write the number 8 down because that's the number that I'm starting with, and I want to separate 8 into different groups. So with this problem, we're going to divide 8 by 4. So each time I put my cough drops into groups, I'm going to subtract 4, and we're going to see how many times I have to subtract the number 4. So if I have 8 altogether and I take 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be 1 group. So that's 1 time that I had to subtract 4, but I still have some cough drops left. So I'm going to subtract another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gives me another group. I'm looking at my plate right here, and I don't have any cough drops left. So that means 8 minus 4 will give me 0. And once I get 0, I know that I can count how many times I had to subtract 4, and that will give me the answer to 8 divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 equals, and now I have to look and see how many groups I made. And I can either look here, or I can look down here and count how many number 4's I see in my subtraction problem. So I see 2 4's, and I see 2 groups. So that means 8 divided by 4 equals 2.